Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs!
And, hey, we're just together, mate.
It's just us. Actually, this is for the better for everyone, I reckon. No Calvinator with his smug look on his head, who's ranking well and all that. No, he's gone AWOL. Actually, he won't answer his phone, so I don't know what he's doing or where he is, but whatever he's up to, well, I don't care, to be honest.
The Pirates walked the plank.
He probably has. Anyway, so we're going to get into, it's been round 5, Destroy.
Yes. That's a bit of a milestone week, round 5.
Why? Only 18 weeks until this is over.
Dog, you got to snap out of it. 49 players.
Yes.
Got DPP.
They did.
So we always love to get to this point in the season because something cool happens.
It does.
And that's what's happened.
I guess it is cool because it adds a hell of a lot of flexibility to our side.
It does.
And I think mostly for draft coaches, if you're listening to this before your free agency period is game over, you need to go and put in your bids and see what's there. So let's have a look at some of the names here. Zorko, defender status.
Yeah, big.
Good.
Huge.
That's good. The thing about defenders, though, before we keep rolling with them, is that there's depth there in our draft teams.
Isn't
and
it
in
good?
classic as well, but draft, it's...
I look at because I can't find a forward for the life of me. I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute. There's one for you to look for on the waiver wire, but my defenders, right, are hitting, well, last week it was like 150 on the bench. Like my bench guys. My forwards hit 50s, and I'm chasing one that can score 70. So anyway, I thought the other day, my game was close, and I thought I better do a safe loop of my captain. So I thought, who am I going to get rid of here? Connor Rosey.
Oh, no.
He was averaging 50, hitting 40s.
I have already put that bid.
Oh, have you?
I saw him sitting there.
Yeah, that was because of me. So I was like, nah, stuff you. You actually suck, mate. Yeah, I was over him. You have a look at his history.
That is a dummy spit.
Yeah, big time. You have a look at his history this year.
For this year.
Actually, look at his career.
Okay, yeah, no.
It never gets that much better than
it's no Sam Welch.
But no, right, I spat it. See what he scored? Oh, my God, what a bad
He played
move.
really well in that game.
As I search for a forward, I delist that one.
Okay, so yes, Zorko's at the top of the list. I'm going in club order here. So then we've got Nick Dacos, handy.
Yeah, of course.
D6 is where you'd love him to be, but I guess
not yet
necessarily, because part of that conversation is O'Driscoll can hold that spot down.
100%. Yeah. So the panic doesn't need to be to rush him back there.
No.
He can sit where he is for now until it works for your team. But as the season unfolds, he ends up
where you'd
D6,
like him to be.
100%.
Or D1 if you've got a bad team like me.
True.
Pendles is there as well. Jordan Clark, so definitely a draft one there. Now, David Swallow, who has been a 90 guy.
Yeah.
He's not a 90 guy this
year.
No,
he's
not. A 50 guy. So
he's another one I delisted.
Yeah, and he probably will stay there.
Oh, 100% he will.
Brandon Ellis, so he is someone that could be worth a look there. Angus Brayshaw, his numbers are a little bit boosted by that 20-mark game that he had.
It's nice to have someone that can do that, though.
Bailey Scott and Luke McDonald from North there, and injury to Aaron Hall.
True.
Numbers could improve. And Josh Battle, Cal's mate. All right, midfield, no one. Well, we can go through the list. You can check it out on afl.com.au/fantasy, where you can find all the fancy content. Obviously, these just add that flexibility, which is what it's about. These aren't more valuable because of added mid status, but they can be handy.
Yeah, handy.
Add ruck, only the one is Tristan Cherry. So add to the mix of the rucks that we've got. And some teams have jam-packed with rucks.
Yeah.
You could have half a dozen.
Oh, 100%.
In your team
Isn't
now.
it ridiculous? That is such a backflip from historically.
We might talk about rucks a little bit later, but yeah. So Cherry's now available there as a ruck, so you probably keep him in the forward line. He's still got cash to make.
So here's an interesting one in if we go back to draft, because in my draft team now, people will be listening thinking, "God, his draft team sucks." I'm actually on top of the ladder. I'm killing it. But I've got Draper.
Tell us to shut up about our draft
I've got
team.
Draper in the ruck.
Yeah.
But I want to put Cherry there.
instead.
But then I've got no forwards. They already suck.
Oh, right. You got Rosie?
Trelaw.
Right.
Had Rosie.
Play on. Now in the forwards, this is probably where the magic is for us, although there's not a hell of a lot of magic.
Well, I need to hear some.
Darcy Fort, he's now ruck forward.
Right.
There you go. You could have him in a little bit of a mix, Roy, if
I
he's available on
I don't get a look
agents.
at anyone good anyway because I sit up the top. That's a
Tom
problem.
DeConning is a ruck forward as well now. Now, Paddy Lipinski. So this probably might mean that he stays in some teams because he's got the forward status, but he hasn't been good enough.
I think it gives you a second chance, doesn't it?
His CBAs have dropped off a lot, but it's that little get out of jail because I reckon you probably overdrafted him.
Definitely.
Well, you overdrafted him for what his performance is.
And he's actually turning into a bit of a classic fail until this gives him a little lifeline. Yeah. But he hasn't been good.
Where does he fit in there? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like tight squeeze.
In most forward lines, most people are happy with their forwards, I think, in classic.
Yeah, you would be.
What you've got, your on-field 6.
Yeah, there's been no real fails out of the 8 sort of semi-premiums that we all looked at. They've all been okay.
I think the only way you'd probably move him there is if Rochelle was playing on field and you cashed him down. Yeah. And therefore you could flick Lipinski
Yeah, that's
forward.
a play. Yeah.
All right. Will Hoskin-Elliott, Guelphy, Durham, Davies from Gold Coast, Alex Davies, Mabior Cho is now a ruck forward. Connor McDonald from Hawthorn gains the forward status, so handy with that little mix there, but he's just about time to milk him, I reckon. Mm-hmm. James Harms gets forward status. That's a good draft one for a lot of coaches there. Zeeble is now a defender forward again. Handy if he goes back to the back line. Not as a forward. You probably don't really want him.
No.
Kanye Turner is a defender forward. Kane Turner, sorry. I've got a bit of cowl in me at the moment. Todd Goldstein is a ruck forward now. And Jackson Mead from Port Adelaide gets the forward status. That's handy. Yes. That's a very handy one because he's got a bit of time left in him.
He does.
And so you can flick him between lines there. Liam Baker, Noah Boulder, Shane Edwards, Brad Hill gets the forward status there, and he's someone that is fieldable as a forward, definitely. Luke Parker's the big one, though. So he had a ton on the weekend. Yeah. Does he go back in the midfield? I think he does.
100% he does.
Yeah, so that's
he's a good one to get.
A great pick there. Most likely not available in your draft.
100% he's not.
Handy to have there. Zane Cordy. And then Tom Liberatore is another one too. So he certainly hasn't been hitting the CBAs, and so he's now got the mid-forward status.
Yep.
There we go. That's the list. You can check them all out at afl.com.au/fantasy, and you'll be able to, flick them in your team and around your team, but make sure you hit up your free agents in draft if any name is sitting there that could be good, or any of your peanut league mates drop a Connor Rosie that drops a ton on
top of the ladder, mate.
Far out. You get to help
I don't
everyone
need
else
him.
out.
I don't want him.
No, I don't blame you. All right, let's have a look then at how we went this week. Calvin's not here. He slid down the rankings. No, only slightly. So he had a 2068. He's given us nothing there with his +3 or -3. Where would Rioli be for him this week? What did he score?
The Rioli coaster was all right. On 70.
Oh, okay.
That's what you'd expect.
He's not getting either or there.
No.
He thought he'd be in each week, one or the other.
No, he's missed it.
All right, mine was the next. Well, mine was the worst score. Sorry, is 2047. So I slid 600 spots or so. I think it must have been 700 spots. To 5,700 first. But we are all pretty super close, really, in our points there.
Yeah.
Roy. You top scored.
I did, but nothing impressive.
You moved up 500 spots.
I did.
Probably 1,000 spots.
Yeah, so I wanted that. I thought that 2-1 was where I needed to be this week, and I fell 10 short of that. So 2090, ranked 4,500 now, but I have this far out. This happens every year. So I start really bad and I continue pretty bad, but I've improved in ranking every week so far. So that's where I am, and that's where I've got to keep.
Just need a big week.
I do.
The
I don't
issue
know where it's
for
going
us,
to come from, though.
is that we have very vanilla teams.
We do, yeah.
And we don't really have that point of difference, and we're pretty soft in the way that we play. We might talk a little bit about that later as well.
Cool. Yep.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Your recruit gets it for you, Roy?
Bloody oath he does, because of the stress it caused.
Oh,
so
right.
I was big on holding Cripps. I wanted to hold Cripper. I was listening to everyone's squirts on him, and then I decided to deem that I think he will miss 2.
Right.
Minimum.
And that minimum?
Yeah.
Settle.
What?
Okay.
You must have held. So that's what I felt. So I thought I'd better trade.
Yep.
And someone that I need to have at some stage is Jack Macrae.
Right.
So I was watching Jack, loving his work.
Good.
97. The end.
Three-quarter.
Yeah, before the end of three-quarter time. About 4 minutes left that quarter, and he was rolling. He just kicked that goal, and I thought, we're in for a big one here. And then that guy, that random dude, come on the ground saying, get off. And he was angry. He was going, don't tell me to get off. Anyway.
The head tilted.
The head did bloody tilt. But then I watched that replay, and his eyes rolled.
They did.
He does that a bit, though.
Detached retinas.
Oh, bloody oath, he detached his retinas. And I thought, unbelievable. This just cannot be happening. And then he went down for the concussion test. You know what I liked about it, though?
Yeah.
And this was a big tick in his pig. Like his official snouting potentially happening one day. The anger.
He just wanted to be out there getting the pill.
Yep, he was not happy. And then, obviously, passed it or whatever, but it looked like he was going back on the ground again regardless. The game was over, and he wanted to be on that ground so badly. And then to save his score like he did, not that it was ever bad, but I needed 120, and I somehow got it from the...
well, he scored 119 and was the 6th highest scorer for the weekend.
Yeah, so that's
when he's
what
missed
plus
20 minutes of the concussion test.
He was furious.
No,
I love the fight that he showed.
All right, I'm going to give mine to Big Maxi Gone, who was it's 2 weeks in a row, I think.
It is bloody 2 weeks in a row.
I think he was the top scorer of the round last week and the second top scorer this week.
That's big.
He's a very good player.
Arguably the form player of the competition.
He is.
So
I don't think anyone can justify it now. You cannot justify that trade.
It's just hard to say, and I know other things look better.
Yeah.
But could you have not done it? Could you have done it with someone other than the form player of the competition?
That's right.
That's the thing.
That is the point. Like,
so what's he
I
averaging?
Do understand where
What's
people go, I've got
since
McCart
then?
at D6. I have made him better by making him a premium. But you could have played O'Driscoll instead of McCartan.
So what's he averaging, 135 or something?
Yeah, in the last 136 in the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's pretty big.
It is.
If you've had that guy and you don't now, you don't like what that looks like.
No.
You can always make your team look better by trading out your best player. You can make it look more even.
Of course you can.
Across the board.
Of course you can.
But you don't really want to do that with your best player.
No, you don't.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Because what you should have done was traded out Brodie Grundy instead.
Bloody oath.
Well,
which is what I said I was going to do, remember, back in the day? I'm glad I didn't.
No.
I'm glad I'm sticking to
Grundy
that.
had 124 last week, but then he's had
However,
that 50. And it wasn't even a good 50. Well, no 50s are good, but bloody hell, it looked really bad. He looked slow. He looked off the pace. He looked like he was getting beaten in every single thing. Yeah. And, well, all the stats that are out there, it's the first time that he hadn't had a mark or a tackle since bloody Jesus rose from the freaking cave.
100%. So the thing is, look, he has copped that much criticism in the media. I don't even need to fire a footy record rocket for this one because everyone else is doing it for me.
Kane's done a good job for us.
100% he has. How does...
Hit on every platform so far, I think.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Exactly.
Message has been sent.
Oh, without a doubt, he's firing rockets left, right and centre. So how will Grundy not have like 7 tackles, for example, this week?
He's got a big break because they played Thursday and now they play Monday. So it's like 10 days
That's
or whatever.
That's a lot of time to sit on this criticism.
Playing against the Bombers, which I'm not going to say is an easy matchup or anything like that at all because it's not really. So if I'm looking at Essendon as rucks, they are, not in the nice range.
No, I don't know how.
No, I don't know
to
how
be honest.
either. Well, it's probably because they've got 2 of them.
I guess so.
So a thing that
someone fresh in there all the time. Is that?
Maybe.
God, they're barely a heartbeat, the pair of them, but they must be doing something all right.
See, the Bombers are going to bounce back a little bit too, I reckon, this week after
That's wishful.
They're going to need to. No, they're not good, Roy. They're worse than the Warn Dogs at the moment.
They are.
So
They're hopeless.
that's how bad they are.
Yeah.
So,
let's keep talking about it.
Anyway, Grundy gets my -3 for the week, and he's not being traded, though, because I'm going to hold.
Yeah. And you've got Preuss on the bench.
Yes.
So you could do something. You could do a switcheroo.
I could, if I wanted to. And I've got Hayes as well. So therefore I could.
Oh, you still got that Hayes. Sam
Hayes. Then I could make my team look better by getting rid of a premium for another premium and play that. But I'm going to hold. I'm going to keep rolling that through.
He's not going to whack you like Max the last 2 weeks, though.
No,
there's no fear of that, is there?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
But he should be able to. He's averaged 120 twice before.
He just needs this rocket. And hopefully that's all he needs. Yeah. All right, Roy, who's your -3 going to?
Oh, God, this is just such an easy one to give. Matt Rowell. Like, what?
Stuart Dew, maybe.
Yeah, well, that hasn't helped. But what it's done, it's sapped any of his natural footballing ability out of him.
Right.
So let's think back to his first few games where he would just hunt the ball. He's not hunting at the moment.
He's
half trying to stop someone at a stoppage.
Yeah.
He's got nothing on the spread. So really what you've done is by making him do that so defensively minded, you've taken anything he brings
other parts
positively
of his game.
to a game out of it.
What did you say to me before? He had season high marks.
Season high marks, 3. And that was one in the last 30 seconds when the game was dead.
It was tough to watch him just not being
It
there.
is.
Well, I did trade him last week, so it wasn't that tough.
No,
because
no.
It was nice to
Well,
go.
it would have been
justification.
100%
vilified
justification.
For vilified? God, I don't know
So
what I'm saying.
I've held him that I like to give players
Vindication,
like
that's the
him.
word I think I was looking for justification for that.
We used to play
them together.
Vindicated really well.
Yeah.
Our band. Remember that?
Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah, that was good.
Calvin on the vocals. Should hear him too.
It's nice and emo
Sings
too.
it
You
up.
should sing. We should get back into that. You need it at the moment. Spark you back up a bit.
Right,
Now,
I'll try.
The thing with Matt Rowell, I like to give them, and that's one fault in my coaching, I like to give them one more. Then give them one more because I fully back them in. But I've given enough and I can't possibly give any more because whatever they're doing with him and what it's caused is just a complete fail. So he's gone.
It's just not acceptable.
It's not.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
All right, big news out of the week that we need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast. Aaron Hall, hamstring, so sucks for those people because that might have been your upgrade. That might have been your max
for a lot
move.
of people,
Yep.
and that's torturous.
That sucks.
Okay, no one deserves that.
And
Well,
he was
there's
on
a
track
couple of people
too,
that
on a
do,
50 at halftime.
but- Yeah, he was doing his thing.
Yep.
Look, we never say I told you so. However,
Not on,
it
you
was-
don't on air, Roy, and this is what some people need to remember.
Look.
About when I cop my smugness.
it was flagged.
Yes, it was
And
flagged.
you don't necessarily ever, well, you actually do, avoid players that are more likely to have reoccurring injuries.
Yes.
But his hamstrings have been flagged and he wasn't running on top of the ground. Remember?
not on top
He was
of the
about
ground.
a foot below
Yep.
each time.
Boots were dug right
They were
in.
dug in. And, yeah, this is the result, unfortunately.
Sad news is Rory Sloane ACL.
Oh, was it?
Jeez, I hope it's not end of his career.
Oh, God,
Like
so do I. Keeper league.
Rory, this is the stuff that you need to see.
No,
And
I
these are the-
love Rory Sloane.
Yes.
That sucks.
So,
and I am very
does suck.
sympathetic. And that sounded, that
What was the
wasn't
other thing you
acceptable.
thought? Oh, Matt Crouch. What?
What? Don't you come up with fake words here.
All right, playing on. Mabior Chol, he was subbed out, groin soreness there. So Hugo Ralph-Smith also subbed out with ribs. Sounds like a cracked rib for him. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was Darcy
Did you
Cameron.
hear the crack?
Yeah,
Sounded like cracked ribs.
probably.
Through the TV.
Yep.
Wow.
Darcy Cameron, he did crack a rib.
Snap.
I think he was subbed.
Right, did
now,
you hear that one?
Yeah, it was loud.
Was it?
And I was just going, ooh,
More
Grundy.
rugby.
Cripps.
Have a heart, mate.
Cripps. So touch and go, I reckon,
Yeah.
is the call for this week.
More touch.
So
than go,
what's
mate.
your, as someone who traded, how do you feel about it?
Look, I'm more concerned about the Blues in this.
Geez, I wish they lost on the weekend because then he would have been rushed back in.
100%.
How did Carlton keep getting themselves out of this?
I
Because
don't
that's
know.
not. This is where you know that Carlton have turned the corner. They don't lose these games.
Yes, you're right.
However,
but
they had turned the corner because they were up by 50.
yeah,
They were up by 50.
Yeah, so their
against
best. Yeah,
the none and 5 team.
yeah. So their best is up there with the best for
Yep.
periods. Their worst is still old school.
Yeah.
Carlton.
Yeah.
That's bad. Do you know I was so swaggy that I went for a little swim down the beach?
What, because they were up by
Yes,
so much?
and I thought I'll sneak back for the last quarter. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so
Cripper, I think
Cripper is not going to
it's a
play,
trip to
and
Perth.
especially after the win.
And this, see, I held. So basically, it was because I felt like I needed to get rid of Rowell more.
Yeah, and
with
you
the hope
did.
that Cripps
So that
plays.
still could be a good move because getting rid of Rowell last week and taking a bench 62 was definitely a better option.
So I missed out on 4 points. But
Yeah, and
kept
Rouse,
a
I think he
premium.
dropped for the first time maybe this week, or it was close to anyway.
Yeah, actually, the Cripps hold goes against everything I do as well.
Yes,
generally,
it
like
does.
I
That's why I
trade
was
a 1
surprised.
weeker anyway.
Because you were the only one that wasn't holding
Yeah,
out of the three of us,
Yeah.
and then you held.
Yep.
What the hell?
I don't know. It's where I'm
It's
at
still
in this
not.
season.
It's still not awful because he is a chance to play. So
Yeah.
Cripper is confident He
Yeah.
was confident he'd play last week.
Seriously.
He's confident this
Need
week.
to get him on the blower.
So, yes, you do. You've got his bloody number. So, it's the physios that he's named up that said he's still got
their fault.
boxes to
Yeah.
tick. Now,
He'll tick.
how many physios is he talking to? He said physios, sir.
Yeah.
How many boxes are there? He's their prized bull. It's over there. He's not playing. Would you hold again?
But over there is home for him.
Oh, without a doubt. And he gets to stretch out on the plane. I'm not worried about the flight. He'll probably lay there getting rubbed by 3 physios at the same time.
Wow. I'm quite happy to go and rub him as well.
I reckon you are. Would you hold him again if he's out?
I think this is the thing with stuff like this. I reckon if you do it once,
Yeah.
you're in for the long haul.
Same. But we've done that before.
Yeah,
and
and
the
it's
stubbornness. Remember, who'd we do? Oh, De Goey's not a good example
No.
because they've started the season in complete
Yeah.
polar opposites. However, can you remember?
That concussion.
Oh, we held him once. Oh, well, we'll hold him again now. It cost us last week. And it just never, oh my God. You're in a mess now.
Yeah.
This is a big calls to be made.
It's Thursday night teams are going to be huge.
Because what the thing is, if he comes back from this touch and go thing, where's his head at with it? It was an overstretch, he
Yeah.
said. So he hasn't strained it technically. He's overstretched it.
I don't know.
Does he come back full of confidence? Does he come back to the
And that's why
full-time
I
mid
would
straight
normally
away?
trade. Especially when you got Walsh
Yeah, that's
doing what he did. Like he's not
beast mode.
He might have limited time on ground.
Yeah, do
He
they
might be,
ease that back?
75%
Why
time
do
on
they
ground.
put him? Why would he play 85% in the midfield coming off that, and they're sitting
Exactly.
quite pretty win
All
line?
these things, I thought that's
This is
why
what-
I'm definitely trading.
I'm only recycling the stuff you would tell me.
I know.
That's why I did
This
it.
sounds good.
I know. That's why I did it. You convinced me. But no, he's not playing this week.
All right. Well, I might have to find a Magoo to come in to cover him this week.
Another one. You're holding.
So, Greg Clark, he played his first game in the WAFL after that shoulder injury in the pre-season. So, 92 he scored from some, I'm pretty sure it was limited time on ground there. 18 disposals, 6 marks, 9 tackles.
God.
Nothing wrong with that shoulder if you're tackling like that.
No, that's usually the worry.
West
isn't it?
Coast, what are they doing? Well,
Getting
they've got
him in.
Gaff to come back in, but he's not playing this week, so he could be a chance.
He'd have to
and
be
if
a
he is,
chance.
that's a 190k midfielder, which is
'Cause
what
he
a
was-
lot of us are going to need.
He was always going to start the season in their best 22, was the general
Yeah.
feel, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And then he hurt himself, and then it looks like he's shown enough here.
Yeah.
Like they were giving dudes a game, it was obviously forced, but they didn't even know their name probably.
No.
So how they know Greg?
I know, Greg. Right, Jeremy
It's
Sharp.
definitely
He had
him.
151, and he should probably come back in now this week for the Suns.
Sharpie.
So he's 39 disposals, 8 marks, 2 tackles and 2 goals. That's a good stat line. Our mate Elijah Hollins, he had 85, kicked a couple of snags in that with his 22 touches. So he's another one that some people have already jumped on as I need a 190k and hope that he comes in soon.
Yes.
Fingers crossed he does come in soon because he will be a nice one in this time of
So I
upgrade,
wonder
downgrade season.
wonder how that's worked out. Like, because early in the season we were chasing points hard early, and people were happy to get someone
Yeah,
like him
yeah,
in
yeah.
for that early loop.
Yeah.
For a captain score or a rookie bench score, one of those hundreds
Yes.
that those rookies got. But he's still just sitting out of the team, not generating cash. Is it still worth that early loop?
No.
It'd be worth probably, at the moment, it would probably be worth a couple of thousand spots in ranking,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I guess the tough thing with some of this, and we'll talk some upgrade downgrades very soon, but I think some teams might run out of cash. But in saying that, there's a lot of players that aren't making a lot. But that 100 grand that they've made might be handy.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Interesting. All right, other names. Zach Jones, he played his first game back, and he may get a gig.
He was on
with the
fire
Saints.
early,
So-
wasn't he? So did they
So he had
pull up
79. I reckon
stumps?
he would have played limited.
reckon.
He wants to play this week from all talk, but it will just depend on what they end up doing. So he had 27 disposals there. It's a pretty decent return.
Would that
for
be
him.
bad for Windy?
Yeah, and that's actually why I didn't get him this week. So I went
Because of
with,
Because Zach Jones was killing it in the Magoos.
well, yeah, I saw that he was playing.
And he was playing well
He was
too.
playing well. And Roy,
Yes.
Kane Baldwin, do you still have him?
Baldy, 5 goals.
5 goals, he might come back in.
Nah, but Cow does.
Does he?
Yep.
See, he's one of those coaches, Cow. He's got a couple of red dots.
He does. That's one of them.
That's where we catch him.
If you kick 5 goals, how do you not get in that rabble? Like, he should be back.
Should be. Who knows?
Hi guys, Cal Toomey here from the AFL Exchange podcast. We're live every Monday night at 6:10pm with myself, Sarah Ollie and Riley Beveridge, and back for a double dose on Thursday mornings answering the listener questions on Exchange Extra. Keep it locked to hear award-winning segments like What, Exchange Challenge and If I'm, and maybe even Hang On a Second if you're lucky. Plus, each week we're first with the exclusive NAB AFL Rising Star nominee, a moment you will not want to miss. That's AFL Exchange. Find us wherever you listen to your podcasts and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
All right, Roy, it is upgrade and downgrade season.
It is.
Or is it quite there yet?
For the good teams, I think it is.
Yep.
For teams like mine, who still has Rowell and even Matt Crouch, they need fixing up.
So
I'm not officially there yet. Although I might still milk the dream of Matt Crouch recovering to 3/4 of what he should be, in my opinion. So I'm 1 week away from just proper downgrade upgrades.
So some of the players like that we would be thinking about with this is, I think, a Josh Ward.
Yes.
McDonald.
Yep.
Rochelle,
Yes,
people are trading
that's
out.
fine.
Even Jason Horne-Francis, these guys are starting to hit that sort of number.
They are.
Where their break-even, this is a bit of Fantasy 101, when do you milk your cash cows? Basically when their break-even is starting to hit about what their output is. Not necessarily their average either. That's the thing. So this is what you might see. So that's where a Josh Ward, for example, is sort of in that boat, you would say. So he saved himself to score 58 last week because that
was a good comeback
on Monday. So that wasn't good.
It was a good comeback.
He had 27 the week before.
Yeah, so I got rid of him last week.
Yep.
And that was not because I thought he was cooked and going to get 27 again. It was because he got me to the cash to get the player I wanted in terms of Cripps had to go to Macrae. If I couldn't get Macrae, I wasn't doing it.
Yeah,
There's no one else. I should have gone to bloody Bailey Smith and saved the money, but I didn't, and he got me the money to get there. And because I've currently got, and this is not usual destroy, I've got all green dots on the bench. And so
we've done well with that.
One of them had to go,
year.
and he was the one that had to go.
And it was totally fair, coming off 27. So I think this is the part of your thinking is where their growth might be stagnant. So his break-even is now 41.
Right.
So even if he goes and has another 58, he's only going up slightly.
Yeah.
So he goes up, 10K or whatever. So it can be a move.
He's a bit of a slow burn now, but the ones looking at Horne-Francis, definitely if that gets you to whoever you really want, that's okay. The thing that makes him solid as a rock in my team is he is an important part of their midfield.
Yeah.
And he's
Definitely.
scoring.
And that's why he didn't get forward status.
Yeah,
as well.
100%.
We thought he might have done. But
So he's not the best. He doesn't have the best ceiling out of all of those rookies.
He had
but
94 a fortnight ago.
Yeah, he did. But his role and safety in the team and all those things just make him probably a bit lower on the radar.
So his break-even is 38, but I guess the nice thing about him is he's up to 489K. So maybe he gets to 550.
Yeah.
But again, it is someone that will be in the side and will keep ticking
And
it
he's
over.
never one that I lose sleep over.
Whatever he scores,
for 50,
kind of thing, yeah.
I just want a 50 out of my rookies. That's and I rest easy. When they start hitting 40s and 30s, I vomit. But I never worry about his game. I never watch it. I never check his scores live. I'm just happy with whatever he puts out because I don't feel like there's a disaster coming like these other young ones.
Josh Rochelle is another one there. He's up to 492K. So he's got a break-even of 48, which is probably about where... he's hitting.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is as a forward pocket, he's going to have those lower games. Again, too, that 53 he had on the weekend, that could have been worse.
Did you know at one stage, because I went to pick up my Indian and I had it on the radio, it's bloody delicious.
What did you have?
Chicken, tikka masala.
Right, nice.
It's bloody delicious too. And a garlic naan if you wanted to know. Now, anyway, I checked, right. So I was down there ready to happily pick up my takeaway. check the score. This is in the fourth quarter,
Right.
and I'd worked to get him on my
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
after missing his 100 last week. I went through a trade and utility to get him on my ground in the fourth quarter. 19. 19, dog.
Yeah.
That means he'd played 3 quarters.
Yes.
I was not a happy man. Anyway, by the time I'd picked it up, thank you, yep, driven home, 50.
Big last quarter.
Oh, my God. If I had been watching that, I would have gone off my head. But that's a huge save.
Massive.
What that also shows is if he's on for 2 or 3 quarters, he still has that. Well, he's hit 100 twice, hasn't he?
Well, people that can score well in a quarter.
They can
good.
score well in a game.
Like Sicily.
Sick, dog.
Holy hat.
That was big.
That hurt.
Dog, I never really understood your hate for Sick Dog this year.
I wrote about him in the record.
What'd you say?
I was the top.
Did you say not
bloody-
to get him?
No, I said to get him.
Why didn't you?
You're an idiot if you don't get him.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an idiot, War Dog.
What the hell, dog, was that?
We all
that
didn't
week?
start with him.
No,
did we?
that was stupid.
And-
that's because we decided we're getting McInerney in his spot.
bloody
You know
McInerney.
what that's done to our season, that McInerney?
Ruined it.
It has, from the bloody start. Because it's turned out, oh, wow, look, he's actually pretty good. That's why I
Yeah.
wrote about him in the record.
Yeah.
Look, we got a 40, then he missed 2. Is that how it went?
Yeah.
Then he come back 100 and an 88.
And it doesn't help that
Like,
we
what
had
the hell?
old mate Miller next to him as well.
That was dumb. That one was dumb.
That was dumb.
That was dumb. McInerney wasn't dumb. Miller was dumb. And those two
But it's cooked our
have
season.
really put us on the back foot.
And I've got Bowie there instead.
And that, see, this is where I went to Sick Dog.
And I
And
saved
you went
some
to
cash
Bowie.
trying to do... Yeah. And I went there because I had to get Xeri into my team. So I didn't start with him. Anyway.
Vindicated.
I might go and put on some dashboard confessional LPs and just cry into my bloody black hoodie tonight. All right, let's... Anyway, we're talking about the upgrades and downgrades.
Get your eyeliner out, too.
The downgrades, though, where are they coming? The number one would be Ben Hobbs, but...
Yeah, Hobbsy's
The issue with this, he is, and that's the problem. So he went up 39k off the back of his 72.
Damn it.
So he's up to 293. So you're kind of making 200k from a Horn Francis or a Rochelle to him. I think you still have to do it because in most cases, you're having to play these guys on field.
Yeah.
So if
And he
that's
looked all right, did he?
So if you were going like a Horn... Oh, he looked bloody good. And Bombers being a rabble, they're going to play him for as long as we need him.
So
He's
what if
playing
Merritt,
through to the
what if
buys for
Merritt
us.
comes back in 3 weeks? Does he just go straight out? Or?
Days in there, they get rid of other
Really?
people that should...
There's players that are that bad
Yeah.
in that team, are there?
There's 21 of them, other players.
They suck, do they?
It's not good. So I think he stays. He definitely stays in there.
Okay.
I think he's the sort of move that it is where a Horn Francis to him
could
work because
you feel like
same output,
say
you're
60
banking
sort of thing?
200k.
Yeah, what you're thinking?
Yeah,
Oh.
easily.
Oh, right,
Collingwood
okay.
this week as well, mate.
should be fine.
So
where does he play and stuff?
in the midfield, like I should have looked.
What,
at
he got
that.
CBAs and
He did
the works?
but what did he have? Like, they weren't ridiculous.
No, but just if he can hit 9 or 10, that'd be
Hobbsy,
nice.
Oh, yeah, not many CBAs, but he was
Just
around
that-
the peel.
was he?
Like, that
Yeah.
was the watch.
High
thing.
half forward type jazz, you
Yeah,
reckon?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sort of jazz.
Cool.
And all that jazz. So I think he's like that kind of get him because
Right.
he's the one. We won't know at this point about other downgrade options maybe until teams if someone comes through. So if a Greg Clark does get named, you know, I would probably be going there for the 100k difference.
I think so too.
But then
It's not like Greg Clark. He's one that it's not a total left field
No.
190k. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
the thing
I'd
is, you're
nearly
still
be
playing some of
prepared-
these on field. That's the issue.
Well, whoever comes in this week for like a Horn Francis or a Rochelle downgrade will likely be on people's field, won't they?
Yeah.
Because,
And then,
well, how many real fat cows do you have on the bench?
Oh,
I've only got
few.
one, and that's Preuss, who's got a heap of growth
Yep.
to go. So the
So
temptation...
Mead, there's still coin to make with him.
Yep, he's not worth doing.
Durden's not worth enough. And this was the other part of the conversation I want to have is Patrick McCartan. So a lot of people might have been wanting to get rid of him.
Who too?
Dump him and then maybe put Dacos in the back line. But that would put like an O'Driscoll to your bench potentially.
It
and
would.
you don't really want to do that. So in my eyes, a McCartan now is someone that just rolls through. His break-even's 51, so it is time to sell
100%.
for him. He's
He
the
doesn't hit
perfect
that.
time to milk his 359K,
Yeah.
so he hasn't even made a heap, has he?
No, I can't really do anything
But
with him.
he could be a season-long keeper. No, well, you'd milk him at some point, but
We will, but
you might as well hold him for now.
yeah, I couldn't see anything to do with him.
Part of that strategy, I guess, is where that is. And he's playing.
Yeah.
And he might come on and score you a 30
Yeah,
when you need it.
Yes, exactly right. He's that heartbeat. Hopefully he never sees my ground ever again. Even in the buys, I'll make sure I got 19 his week. So I don't have to have
Who
him.
knows? Roy, he might have all those intercept marks, though.
Oh, he might.
You know,
Might
he's safe
not.
for a 60.
Yeah, isn't he just?
Bloody hell. What do you have?
Oh, he
Hang on,
did
what
his
did he
30
have?
again, I think.
39. Just, that is what you are, Paddy Mac. But he's good, and it's a very good story.
Yeah.
I love that
Oh,
he's
no,
out there
don't get me
playing
wrong.
as well.
It just, like, he's probably the second worst number one pick I've ever seen.
Do you hate Rowell that much at the moment?
You knew exactly where I was going.
Jacob Wearing?
Gun.
He's a gun. Do you know what I did? Spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't done their play WAFL today,
Yeah.
he was the answer for today's.
Was he?
And I was,
What did it
it
say?
came up as a
Legend?
24-year-old. I was going, he's surely older than that.
24-year-old legend. Is that all it said?
Did you think he was older than 24?
No.
Oh,
He's just
right.
mature beyond his years. That's
Okay,
one
I
reason
lose
he was
track of all
drafted.
these Carlton number one draft picks. You don't know where they sit.
Don't worry, mate. You'll remember him by grand final day.
Right.
What?
Low break evens then in all of this. O'Driscoll, probably you're paying too much for him now, though. 346 if you don't have him.
He still gives me nightmares.
Does he? No, it's sitting that 100 on the bench. Malcolm Rose is a player that people
That's
are picking up
interesting.
because he's negative 10 break even.
Yeah.
He's played his 2 games. He had a 73 last week.
Yeah, you know what impressed me about that too? I thought he was requiring goals to
Yep.
get his 60 points.
So he had 3 goals a week before for
Yeah.
58.
Yep. Then hit his 72 without a goal.
Tackles was a big one.
Yep.
7 tackles he ended up having.
That's nice.
So worth a look there. It's a tough one though because at 276, again, this is in that position of going.
Yeah. I don't want to spend that
you're
much on
spending-
him, to be honest.
I'd prefer to spend 276 on Hobbs
Yeah, without a doubt.
or close enough to it. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Other ones there with the low break evens worth looking at. I don't think Hugh Dixon at 329 is making some cash for you, which is nice, and he'll stay in that side. He was solid again.
I might put him on my ground soon.
Really? Who for Grundy?
Yes.
Can you loop him on for Rowell?
He must be one of my 5 rucks. God, I'd be having a few rucks in there at the moment.
There's a lot of rucks.
Got a lot
So
of
Sam
rucks.
Hayes is probably the other big one that is still, very cheap at $209K.
Yeah.
So he went up his $19,000. He's the number one ruck. This all happened
He hit
kind of
50,
after
didn't
any of our podcasts last week. We sort of predicted it. We thought that it could be an option, but he's now with Lycett out for 12 weeks, they said,
Yeah.
with his surgery. So he is an option there.
Do you know, I remember we discussed it on our video
Yes. we did.
Friday morning,
Yep.
and we actually
Get him.
said Lycett out,
Significant time.
him in. Yeah.
Yep.
there you
So
go.
anyway, so I think he's
So you
almost...
got him last week, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I went him. So you talked about Rochelle working hard to get him on. I really wanted Rochelle on as well
Right.
over Ward.
Yes.
And I would have been getting Windhager, but
Yeah.
I thought, can't guarantee him being there in a couple of weeks' time. So with Hayes, I
Yeah.
could guarantee him being there in a couple of weeks'
Yeah.
time. So I just thought I'd go that move and just take in Ward, which ended up being a couple of points better than
Rochelle
anyway, so it was okay.
So that's a win. But look, he's just another slowish burn cash cow
Yeah.
for us that is going to be playing, and he's got access to points. That's what I like.
He's got access to points, and this is the other thing too. Like for coaches like us that have got Preuss in at R3, it's now given that opportunity. We were probably going to hold Preuss for quite some time.
Yeah.
If we need to get some quick cash from Preuss,
Yeah.
we can do that kind of any time now.
Yeah, I could have anyway because I've got Dixon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yes, you're
But that
exactly
sort of
right.
thing. Like
Yeah.
if you've so I've got Sam Hayes in my utility spot.
Yes.
I'll sell off Preussy for someone at some point and have
The temptation is going to be there every
Oh,
week
it
because
will be.
because of the money that's already on his head.
Yeah.
The upgrade on the other side is significant, but I think we can be patient with him
Yeah.
and keep playing around.
Definitely.
Because there's going to come a week where people are scrambling for cash for an upgrade,
Yep.
and we just go.
We've got Preuss
Preuss,
worth 550, 600 sitting there.
and then it's like a a fair dinkum proper premium.
Yep, whoever you want.
Yes.
Even at 2 upgrades in
And
a
it's-
week, you could
yeah,
do with that.
yes.
The next week or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
Right.
without selling the farm to do it. So even though our teams suck, I think that's a play with him for us.
Definitely. Do you want to talk about Preuss?
Yeah, why not?
So, Flinny,
Yeah, well, it's bloody interesting because
do they play 2 rucks next week?
I think they have to.
And it's on Friday night, so we're going to know prior to any moves are locked in and all that sort of stuff too.
Flinny got pushed around in that, but he was against the best ruck
Yep.
in the competition. I just thought he played well enough to
He did
hold
enough
his
other
spot and
stuff.
play alongside
He was
another ruck.
competitive in the ruck.
Yeah.
He did get pushed around by Maximus.
He did, as you would. So the thing is, the best team in the comp, who everyone's chasing and trying to copy, are running with 2 rucks.
Yep.
This is after a couple of years ago where all the talk was rucks are dead to the game, don't have one. Now everyone's like trying to get 2 good rucks in their team. Well, hot tip, there's no point trying to copy teams that are better, especially when those 2, Jackson and Max, where would they actually be ranked as ruckman in the competition?
Top 6.
They would
Both of them.
easily, wouldn't they? So there's no point trying to copy it. But teams will, I think. And the pressure you can put on a solo ruck, in theory, by having a fresh ruck in there against them all the time, is there.
Yep.
But Leon Cameron, historically, has liked to play one ruck and that tough ruckman
I
that's
think the
half a chance to elbow someone in the head, which Preuss ticks
Intentionally.
that box. Yeah.
he does. Keith's probably the big one in that.
So he can chop out.
But if he gets dropped,
So
then they
Keith,
play Flynn.
does Keith or Flynn play a better role on the other side of their ruck time?
I don't know.
I don't know
Probably Keith
either.
should,
Yeah.
but Flynn.
So that's
he
the
kicked
thing.
a snag, didn't he, Flinny?
Yeah, he did. So what do you think happens there? Does Flinny just get dropped again?
Don't know.
What's your gut feel?
My gut feel is that he plays for the storyline of the Preuss tours.
Yeah.
That's
That would be stressful.
It would be.
Like, I'm not
Because
even
he's still
happy
gonna
with
score
what it
all
does
right.
for
I'm
his
not-
cash gen.
I wouldn't be worried about that.
You wouldn't
as
have
a
even
coach
considered the move originally.
if they were both playing that
No.
first week. No.
I wouldn't have even got him in as a cash cow if he was sharing.
No.
I actually could have, so could you, a better premium out there
We
somewhere if we didn't do that. But now if we pull out this early,
Maybe we sell him this week
well, we could.
if they're playing 2.
If they're playing 2, I'm doing it. Go
Right.
on, out. See you later. One of my 15 rucks will be thrown into R3.
A couple of quick ones here then of the ins for this week. These are the most popular trades. Early doors. Ben Hobbs, 5,000 coaches have done that. Sam Hayes, all obvious ones there as your downgrade options. Bailey Smith, Roy, is paying $928,000. Too much.
It's stupid, isn't it? He
Now.
has gone up that much. It is beyond a joke.
Yep.
Went up another 58, I think, on the weekend. Such is the form of the guy. Now, usually I would say we've missed the boat on him, okay? And that's
Yep.
definitely a very valid and fair argument. And people like me forever chase their tail and then pay up for him and then should have just saved 100K somewhere else. The thing is with him, though, you know the biggest draw card for me, statistically, with him, do you know what it is?
What?
Time on
Oh,
ground.
yeah, it's beast.
And it's
And he
not like
loves
he
being out
walks
there.
around out there.
For
He's
someone
not-
as nuggety,
Yep.
and, like he just
Hard.
moves so well. Yeah.
When do you see him on the screen not running his guts out
Yep.
at the ball or for the ball?
Yep.
Never, do you?
He's a machine.
He is an absolute machine, and he's a machine doing it 95% of the game time. So he's
helps.
getting an extra, 15, 20 minutes on these other gun mids, and he's not one that'll head tilt, walk to the next contest.
Yeah. Now, we don't do it. We don't pick
No,
guys like this.
we don't.
Bevo's in our head is one thing.
Yeah.
So many mouths to feed there.
Yes.
Will things change? Or does he not keep up the what is the actual
130
average?
something.
135 is the average.
And he's in a team where its points are,
Yep. They just get them.
accumulate. Yeah, so I don't know. You know who's someone that doesn't get bevoed?
Who's that?
You know who doesn't get bevoed? Because he thinks he's the greatest coach in the land? Harry.
Oh, yeah. So here we go.
Far out.
We actually did want to get Harry in here. When Cow wasn't answering his phone, we thought, Harry, We need some brains on this panel.
Get on the show.
Not that Calvin was being replaced for his brains.
No, exactly. But I was going to bring him in. He was keen, but I wanted a couple of vessels after the show, so he had to stay at home. But he doesn't get bevoed. So
no.
Last week he said, I want to bring in Bailey Smith.
Yep.
And I said, that would be your fifth dog, mate. You can't do it. Bailey Smith, what did he do, 130 or something? And then this week he goes, I'm doing it. And I was like, I'm not going to wreck you again.
Yep.
So there he is. So his team...
Sitting there with...
So he's sitting there,
Macrae, Dunkley, Treloar, Tim English, who's dominating.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's done that, and what did I say he's ranked?
105th overall.
105th overall.
Not just for the week.
Not for the
overall.
week. Overall.
After 5 rounds. And look at us with our little...
And look at us.
Friggin' 5K.
So I said, what are you doing, that I'm not? Why? And he's like, I just picked the good players. Yep. Doesn't crunch the numbers. Sees Bailey Smith. Gun. Always on the ground. Picks him. Dog. Change.
We need to change.
Change your ways, mate. I'm never ranked 105.
No.
Not even after a fluky week or something. He could win a hat. If he wins a hat, I'm wrecking his team somehow.
All right, let's look at our trades. Our early moves that we've actually sort of tried to think that let's make our teams better.
I am going to.
Let's lock them in.
I'm going to chase my 8-year-old's team.
Ahead
he did what he did last week.
Of round 6. Let's try and do these for our mates at Toyota. It is brought to you by Toyota. Oh, what a feeling. Our trades at the moment.
Right.
You want to start with yours, Roy?
Yep, okay.
What are you doing?
I'm bloody bringing in Bailey Smith, aren't I? 9.28 I'm paying for it. I'm also bringing in Ben Hobbs, getting rid of, so long, see you later, sucker, Matt Rowell, and also Rochelle. Technically going early, but, Ben Hobbs sounds like he's a good player.
He is a good player.
Right.
And that is why I'm bringing him in as well, Destroy, because he will make some coin and he'll sit on field for me, along with Callum Mills, who is my big one that I'm going to grab from Matt Crouch. So I moved Rowell last week. Matt Crouch is my next sort of failure guy to do that. So I like Mills, back-to-back 106s.
Yes.
That Achilles injury scared us off in the preseason, but I think he's ticking.
Same.
Is he ticking?
He is, but they do ask him to tag a little bit time to time, but I think he's a gun, and I think he's underpriced at the moment.
I like his upcoming draw as well. So he's got instant reward, hopefully, this week against the Hawks. Fingers crossed we can get a decent score.
That's
because I'll be
Pig
watching
Park
him
too.
down here, out the back of us here at Utah
ticks all
Stadium.
boxes this week.
And Calvin sent his through, so he's paying up, as he always does. Christian Petrarca this time, that's who he's going for. But he's getting rid of Crouch and Rochelle as well. And getting Hobbs. My little bone to pick with Calvin, when I sent out a tweet helping people about Ben Hobbs, no one cares. And now, all of a sudden, he's picking him up.
Symptom.
Calvinator. He's not right, is he? Pick Ben Hobbs. He's a good player.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy official.
All right, let's get into our questions here. We'll pump through as many as we can. The first one said from Roy, that tweet is lacking confidence because I put experts in. Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, we'll get up. Right, Daniel wants to know. Rochelle and Jason Horn-Francis to Hayes on the bench and a premium of any line.
Yep.
Can go up to 856K.
Right.
Well, that could be Mills.
It could be Mills.
Yep, that could be Mills. Best option in that price range. So he's got a couple of names here to think about. So thoughts on Tom Green?
Yeah, but give me the others.
Parrish?
No.
Anzac Day, medal game coming
up. 1 week.
Doherty, who was a bit quieter on the weekend.
Yeah, it makes him affordable, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Treloar, especially with Bont playing more forward, he says.
Yeah, the role was there. But I don't know. I don't have complete confidence, but yes, he's a good
Who
pick,
would be out of those guys then? Doherty.
Yeah, probably Doherty. And Mills, though, if he hasn't.
Yeah, Mills.
He didn't name Mills in there, but he might already have him. All solid picks, but I probably like Doherty. Don't mind Treloar. Like Mills. Don't like Parrish. And I think there was someone else in there. Oh, yeah, not a bad Green as well.
Yeah.
Green's a solid option as well. I just don't
Have
have
you missed
him in
the
that.
boat a little bit as well because he's already jumped up a bit of
Yeah,
cash?
but then you compare him with people that price, and he's getting it done.
Oh, yeah,
isn't
definitely.
he? And he got over 30 touches again. A
You
heap of
could still
appeal.
find some value there. I think some of the value guys as well, we're still waiting for them to drop a little bit more, aren't we?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But if
of
I
the
saw
premiums
if
that we
I saw
try to
Green
aim for.
and Mills, I'd be going Mills every day.
But is that our problem? Is that our problem of not picking a Bailey Smith, of not
Potentially,
picking Andy Brayshaw?
but I'll tell you what will happen. We will go, okay, going new age now. This is stupid. Our teams are going nowhere. And then it'll all unravel and backfire, and we'll go,
the
why
rain
didn't we
comes down
just
like it is out
play
the back
a
of us,
straight bat?
and all these good players that
Yep.
we normally back in.
Yep.
The game.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Tom
so,
Mitchell, he'll be value soon.
bloody oath he will.
Game will get slower. And
Yep.
he'll be right.
Did you see his second half?
Yeah, good second half. That was enough for me to go. You're on the radar,
Snout
mate.
came out.
You're ready to go.
Bloody oath.
All right, Bales wants to know thoughts on trading Grundy to Bailey Smith via DPP, and that makes Preuss play at R2. So a few people could be in this position of getting rid of Grundy,
Yes.
moving Preuss from your R3 into R2.
Yeah.
We'll talk that to start with. I don't want to do that, but can you? Yes.
Yes. See, when we were hard on Max, he was never hitting a 50,
No.
was he?
No. I almost want to not have an opinion on this because I'll just copy whatever
No,
happens.
well, I'm happy to give an opinion on it. And yes, it makes your team a lot better.
Yep.
And it sounds stupid, but the fact that Preuss is already there,
Yeah, yeah. You
That's
wouldn't be
different.
trading to him, I don't think.
I wouldn't
now.
go down to him.
Especially 2 at the moment if there is that
And I'd be bloody
dual ruck
watching.
setup.
If he's with Flynn, you don't do that move.
No. Okay. Simon Kennedy. He's dropped 60s 2 weeks in a row, Roy.
Yeah.
I thought this Carlton midfield were all averaging 120 each.
Yeah.
Same centre bounces, just less kicks.
Yes.
I can sideways him to Neil and get Rowell to Kelly, Cripps, Treloar, or De Goat. Or is it Rowell up to anyone and Rochelle to Hobbs? So, would you get rid of Kennedy? Matt Kennedy, this is.
Oh, well, it's definitely on the cards. He's holding
Sideways
up.
to Neil's not a bad option.
It's a huge
And that
upgrade.
lets you go Rowell to like a Kelly, Cripps, Treloar, or De Goey.
It's a huge upgrade. The weird thing is with him, his numbers, because Cripper only played 1 quarter versus Sun, so he's dropped 2 60s.
Yeah.
Where Cripps hasn't been there.
Yeah.
Go figure. I've got. Did his role change
Yeah.
slightly, or is it a bit of a form thing? But you think he's never been held in the same regard as a Lockie Neal.
No. I would be pulling that move. The only thing that I don't like about that is that this is the week to get Hobbs. I don't think you can get him next week.
Right. No.
So you miss Hobbs.
Yeah. I'll be missing Hobbs if Clark's name though. I'll still chase.
Yeah,
the
and
cash
that's fair.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's fair. Totally
So-
fair. I think my big thing about Hobbs is the fact that he's going to be probably the better guy to be playing on field
Right.
for under 300k
Yeah.
over the next
Yeah.
month to buys,
Yeah.
almost.
Okay.
All right, Andrew, are we worried about benches in a few weeks with Durden and Dixon? Fix red dots or Jason Horn, Franson, Rochelle to Hobbs and 850k mid? So currently have 6 rookies on field, which is probably about maybe 5's nice.
I reckon.
6
I
is
think
about...
good teams have about 5 at the moment,
Yeah.
don't they? I'm not sure what I've got. I'd have.
But some guys are very
bad
low
teams.
priorities, what you might call rookies as well.
Yeah.
Tristan Cherry is a low priority rookie.
So what have I got at the moment? I'm rolling with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies.
Yep.
Yeah.
But how many of those would you be wanting to move out in the next 2 weeks that you got on field?
1 to 2.
Yeah,
Probably.
So I guess that's the thing. Like the low priorities, like keep rolling Nick Martin.
Yeah. I'll get
rolling
one of
Trary.
them. I'll get one of them off my ground in the next
so
fortnight.
that question then, like with the Durden and Dixon,
Yeah.
they're not going to be great players to milk
No.
as cash cows.
No, they're not. But you're not trading them early, are you? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I think they're all right, ticking the leads over.
So would you get rid of a Jason Horn-Francis or Rochelle to get in Hobbs and then a big mid? Yes.
Yes.
Because you're going to play Hobbs on field in
Yes.
place of one of
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah. So it was a question to do that instead of just downgrading one of
Yeah,
those.
fixing those.
Yeah,
little-
I'd do that. Yep, for sure.
Aiden wants to know, who do I trade first out of Ridley, Blakey? Sorry, mate. I'll wear that one.
You wear both of them, thank you very much.
Oh, no, I pretty much said not to get Ridley. That was definitely there.
Challenge.
Although I probably wrote about him in the record.
I reckon you did.
Crouch or Rowell. So,
Right.
okay, let's start with Crouch and Rowell. Rowell goes first.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
Look, the thing
100K
with-
between them though, I think.
Yeah, the thing with Crouch, look, he plays at that. Doesn't he go to the moon? Isn't he playing at Mars or something?
Yeah, probably soon. I don't know.
I think that's this week. You know what he scores
To
there?
the moon.
150.
Oh, right, okay.
So he's got form
If it's
there.
wet like it is at the back of us at the moment, that suits him because the
Yeah.
game will be slower.
Yeah, so he might get up to 70% time on ground. His
for him to get
form
off.
in that matchup and even at that ground, I think he's okay. So
Yep.
Rowell before him
Right.
and hope for a 90.
But is it Ridley or Blakey first? If you can get to a premium that you need.
That's messy.
Yeah.
Those three, Ridley, Blakely and Rowell,
Yeah.
that's like a month's work.
Sorry, Aiden.
I don't know, Aiden. I think you just get rid of Rowell and leave those other two and hope they can hit an 80.
As long as you're getting
It's got to be
absolute
someone
gun.
good,
Yeah.
really good.
Full-blown keeper, full-blown 105 to 110
Look, how
plus for the
bad
rest
is
of the year.
Rowell that we're saying this? His CBAs are there. Technically, his role's there.
He
He's
could-
at every stoppage.
Things could change.
They surely could. And I was convinced last week
Yep.
it would change, but I was wrong.
Okay. Emily, is Cripps playing this week?
No.
Does he go straight back into beast mode
No.
or take it easy?
Take it easy.
Trying to decide if I bring him straight back in
Nah.
or give him a week. I think you give him a week. His break-even's at maybe what he scores at best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can wait on him. If you don't have him, you're not picking him up this week.
I don't think so. He's like, the thing is, his price is still so tasty. He's only 800. He's the best player within 100,000.
Yeah.
Like up to the 900,000 guys, he's the best there.
Yep.
But you can't.
What about Ashley wants to know, Roy, you've chosen Bailey Smith, Sam Walsh or Bailey Smith?
Yeah, toss a coin. The only thing is, Bailey Smith's time on ground is ridiculous.
Yep.
And the Bulldogs, I haven't checked the numbers, but I feel like they would be more of a fantasy-friendly team than the Blues. The Blues are pretty friendly.
Yep.
Bailey Smith isn't coming off syndesmosis, which...
Yeah. But
That's
is he
a
right
thing.
now, though?
Well, I think so, because he's just
He
an
was
absolute
good on the
machine.
weekend.
He was good on the weekend. I think he's higher up the pecking order to cop attention than Bailey Smith.
Yep.
Saves you probably 50 grand. That's in Walsh's favour. Look, realistically, I'd like both of them. But I'm going to say Bailey Smith at the moment. He's got the highest ceiling. Walsh had his season high 113 on the weekend. Bailey Smith had his probably third worst score, 130.
Matt, no, what do you have? 147, didn't you?
Yeah, he had... Yeah,
That was
God
big
almighty.
game. Matt Lycett, what do Cam Guthrie owners do? Hold and expect him to turn it around or bail because the Cats have been pretty awful for
Bail.
fantasy? You do. What
You
about
bail.
some of those people that go, oh, I got him as a slider in draft?
Yeah.
Not now.
No, and I've always felt a bit guilty
Yeah.
of the lack of respect
Yeah.
that's been shown. What about Danger?
Oh, yeah.
That was against Hawthorn.
Yeah.
I think he had 3 touches in the last
spent
quarter.
a bit of time up forward, but he was still doing enough.
God, that's bad. He's been a bad draft pick this year.
Yeah. Mark, the Matt Crouch experiment is over and can now afford to upgrade into one of the big dogs after a downgrade of Rochelle. Would you jump the gun early with Tuke Miller and hope for a big score?
Well, Cow did that last week.
Didn't get a big score.
Didn't get a big score, but still got 99
Yep.
as a bad score.
Yep.
So, look, I think with him, I think we can play it and wait till he bottoms right out. Did you know, have you seen his tackle count numbers for the year? If not, I'm not going to just go off the top of my
Let me
head.
go, here they are.
I want to do
tackles,
it
he's
justice.
gone 5-7-3-0-0, so hasn't tackled in the last 2 weeks.
Correct. That's not good. Tuke gets the big scores because he tackles. He's missing his plus
His
fours.
last 3, 68, 83, 99. So
Yep.
his break-even's at 147.
think
He's
we
getting a
hold
lot
off.
cheaper. 896. He could be down in the low 8s.
Yeah. Look, here's my thing.
He's got, what's he got this week? The Q Clash, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And what happens to him normally?
Oh,
Feel
him
like
and
some-
Zorko fight each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was when Tuke probably
Tagged Zorko.
tagged. But he's not going to do that now. That'll be bloody Matt
Put a
Rowell
forward
doing that
tag
now.
on him. That's where that's where he's tracking, thanks to Stewie Dew. But hear me out here. Is this Matt Rowell role thing at stoppages, is that affecting Took's tackles? Is Took told to stop hunting the player with the ball, but hunt the ball? Could that be happening? Is that... Like, I'm trying to work out why one player who used to be good sucks now, and one player who used to tackle a lot and score well isn't. But he's still a good player.
I think you wait for him.
Yeah, I wait.
So that question then continues. I hope for a big score, wait for a few more weeks to get him a lot cheaper with his current high rating.
We wait.
We wait. You can always get another player, another big dog.
Yeah, and you'll end up with
And there's even the value big dogs.
There is, yeah.
That could be more valuable.
Yeah.
Brendo, what's going on with Will Brodie's time on ground? He needs old mate Jamie Graham back coaching him again like he did last week. That helped.
It just dropped back down, didn't it?
Yeah. All right. Anthony, Grundy to Preuss if he's solo and Ward to English. It's a nice upgrade, but I just can't do it. But I need to not have an opinion on this anymore.
Dog, you are entitled to your opinion.
I'm holding Grundy and I'll ride that and I'll die on that hill.
Look, Grundy score prediction 110 this week.
Again, on Anzac Day, 140. Okay.
There you go.
No. Well, he's going to have a good game, I think. The media heat.
How will he not hunt and tackle?
He's going to have to tackle. That's the thing. He's been called out on that.
If you're called out on
marking
that,
can be hard. You can't always mark, but tackles you can do. And that's been a big part of his game as well.
He bloody can mark because he knows how to get out into space.
He knows how to use his hands.
He does. So big game incoming.
Right.
Hold him.
Okay. So Paul, who to get instead of Farrell, basically? Mills, Laird or Oliver? See, I'm Mills just ahead of Oliver.
Yeah.
I'd love Oliver, though.
I
don't know.
I think I'm Oliver.
I like Laird as well.
Yeah, same. I'm Oliver. Gosh, I think I'm
Mills,
Oliver.
I'm tricked into Mills because of the draw. Not tricked into. That's my little deciding
He's got a lot
factor.
of green games coming up. Yeah, so that's the thing. Mills, the way he finished last year, that's a huge tick.
Yeah.
Laird's disrespected.
Oh, definitely.
The thing is, Laird...
And his injury that he came into the season with was a broken hand.
Right.
So
it's not affecting his feet.
It's not something that will be a reoccurring type thing like a soft tissue.
No.
Yes, you can re-break your hand.
Yes, you can. The thing is, the one with the cleanest injury run is Oliver, who also happens to be arguably up there with the best out of the three.
Yeah.
I'm Oliver.
Yeah. He was in my mix.
I reckon.
For those trades we talked about earlier. Right, I reckon we need to wrap this up and we'll try to answer as many as we can on Thursday night for AFL Fantasy Live from 6:15. And what's good about this Thursday, Roy? No Thursday night game.
Thank God. That's another thing that's wrecked my bloody team, I reckon.
We'll be more relaxed on Thursday night, so make sure you're tuning into that on facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official from 6:15. And yeah, that's probably about all you need to know, apart from the fact that it is another Monday game weekend. It is the Anzac weekend, which means we've got two games. So we won't know the teams, so everything will be normal. Thursday night we'll get our squads for all our teams, the 22s for Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
For the Sunday, we'll find those out at 5 o'clock on Friday. But then those two games on Monday, which is Hawthorn and Sydney, and then Essendon and Collingwood, we'll find those out at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday arvo. Right. Okay, so if anything's part of your thinking there, have that in your brain.
Cool.
With what you're doing. All right, that's it.
Good.
We probably talked way too long, Roy, because we didn't have Calvin
such thing, mate.
itching to try to get out of here to go and
that's true.
eat his
He is a
chicken
good
schnitzel.
He is a good stopwatch, isn't he?
He is. You see his ADHD helps us out.
It does.
Every single time. All right, thanks for tuning in and good luck this week with your trades. See ya.